Anyway, all right, everybody here, we are Linear Radio. We do a podcast called the Geekcast. Sorry we're a little bit late, but it seems that all of our channels were muted and we had no idea how to be audible to anybody.
Sorry,
usually we actually just worked out a format for our podcast that's about 2.5 hours, but since this is not going to be that long at all, we're going to have to make it a little bit smaller, not go on as long as we usually would. My name is Tom. This is Marissa, Biafra, and Rodrigo. And
Hello.
we will be just going at it. Anyway, we usually start with movies. Did we watch any movies since the last time we did a podcast, or did we just all not watch movies? I feel like we've
No.
I watched a few movies.
Oh, what'd you watch?
What'd I watch?
What did you watch?
What'd I watch? I watched Mr. Nobody.
Oh, that movie's awesome.
What
You
is
that
it?
movie?
Mr. Nobody?
Oh,
It's
is it
hard to follow.
Is it depressing? It looks like it's depressing.
It's depressing.
And
it's heartwarming at the same time. Kind of like in the way that, oh God, what's another? Like, kind of like Benjamin Button was.
like what is?
Like Benjamin Button or Forrest Gump. Like depressing and heartwarming at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
But it's definitely a lot trippier. It's very erratic in its filming style. The plot kind of jumps around everywhere because it's hard to explain. It's like the idea is that this guy, without spoiling too much of the plot, like it's like this guy going through all the different choices that he could have made in his life that would lead to where he is in the future.
He basically like keeps telling stories that make sense, right? Like I can't tell if I don't remember. I heard a synopsis of this, and it's like he exists in multiple like. Basically, he's like led a bunch of lives, but they're like, but which one did you actually lead? And they're all like kind of the truth, but like they can't be the truth.
Yeah, they're all the truth depending on which choice he made at certain junctions in his life. So every story it branches off from a different choice.
I see.
Okay, interesting. Very interesting.
I didn't see Finding Dory.
You didn't see what?
You did?
Finding Dory?
You did?
No, I didn't.
I want to see it
Not
real
yet.
bad.
I want to see it too.
Didn't it just come out today?
No, it came out like a week ago.
Did it really?
Today. No, like today, I think.
Oh.
I don't know.
I thought it came out today.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Movies came out because I don't go searching out.
Yeah,
movies.
Biafra's the only person who hasn't watched movies ever
On the reg.
for some reason.
We just stay home and play video games. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Biafra spends a lot of time at home. You should watch more movies.
I try, but then I just like get sidetracked with art and video games. You know, the norm.
We were
me.
going to talk about Star Wars, but Brady isn't here to talk about Star Wars.
Brady.
Would he kill us?
What'd you say?
Would he kill us? Would he kill us if we did?
No.
Maybe
It's
angry?
really my opinion that I want Brady here for a Star Wars
Okay.
conversation. And then I also wanted to talk about Warcraft because he's the only person who saw it, and I keep
Really?
hearing that Warcraft is actually good
That's surprising.
and that you don't have to like the game.
Yeah, weren't all the reviews on it like really bad?
They're actually really mixed because
Really?
some people are like, I'm a fan of Warcraft and it's selling out. It's like not true to the heart of World of Warcraft, and it's like other people are like, oh, they totally embodied it perfectly. I loved it.
Huh.
And it's all over the place with like I mean
that's like
I
Hitchhiker's
can
Guide.
see that, I guess.
I can see like people being too diehard about their game, and then it becomes a movie, and they're like, "You ruined it just because it's the thing I like, and I feel like I own it, and I didn't want it represented some other way."
That's like being mad about the Hitchhiker's Guide movie, because that movie was...
I remember that movie.
Yeah, it didn't really have much to do with the book, but it was like in this... like it was.
I
made
really
in this-
liked that movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It was the same sense of humor, the same spirit. They went on a different track with it, but it didn't matter. They had Douglas Adams supervising it and everything. It went fine. You don't have to follow the original.
As long as you're like getting the same
play-by-play.
points.
It seems to me that the people who are upset about it are not going to be happy with anything in the movie, no matter what it is, because they have a doctrine of beliefs of how they should operate with it, and.
That's kind of how it is with any fandom, though.
Yeah, well, and also since it's a movie, they assume that it has it's a big budget backing, and like nobody cares about the game, and it's like everybody actually cared about the game because they hired people who cared about the game, and
Sometimes.
mostly in that movie. If we're talking about Warcraft,
Yeah.
like in the credits, it has the record of playtime for each cast member
For,
of
like,
how
the
long
actual game?
Yeah, of how long they played WoW for, and most of them are like, I played WoW for like 3 years at least.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually really interesting. I didn't realize they would actually have something like that in the
I think the
credits.
guy that plays the lead orc has been playing World of Warcraft for 7 years. I saw the ETC guys interview him, who are actually here, coincidentally, not in visual range, but that's neat. But yeah, what was that movie that was on Netflix the other night? And you're like, yeah, don't watch it. It's bad.
I don't know. There's a lot of movies I say that about.
It was the one. It was the one with the zombie daughter. That's like Michael.
The one with Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yeah,
in
Arnold
it.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it's really bad. Don't watch that.
Is that Kindergarten Cop?
Is it what?
Kindergarten Cop?
Kindergarten Cop.
Sounds bad.
No,
it's
it's
a lot
called
newer than that.
Maggie, I
It's
think?
called Maggie. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I saw it. Unfortunately, it's not very good.
Schwarzenegger's a comedy actor. Comedy and action.
The selling point in Maggie is that Arnold Schwarzenegger is in it, but he doesn't really do or say very much. It's just very dramatic shots of his face being all like upset or angry or ready to like kill something or somebody, you know?
Does he say, I'll be back?
No, he has like a whole of like 3 lines in the whole movie. It's very disappointing.
It doesn't seem like it's the type of movie that has a lot of cheese in it.
It doesn't have a whole lot of much in it, except very dramatic shots of people's faces. That's basically the whole movie.
Isn't there a lot of driving in it too?
Yeah, and there's a little bit. I mean, he lives out in a cornfield, so it's driving through a bunch of cornfields, you know, whatever. I don't like it.
Any other movies?
I saw Predestination recently.
What is
I
it?
think that Predestination.
I've never heard of that.
Okay, it's
Is it
very-
is the Final Destination prequel? The end to all prequels? Predestination.
No, shut up.
No, shut up.
That was
it's-
brilliant. Predestination.
Shut up. It's like, all right, it's a time travel sci-fi movie, and if I pretty much tell you anything about the plot, it's gonna spoil it. So can I or can I not?
The world may never know.
I don't
Alright,
care. I
well.
say go for it, but
Are you guys okay with this?
Yeah.
Can we just put a spoiler alert or whatever?
Does anybody
Spoilers.
else care about the spoilers for a movie called
Spoilers.
Predestination
I
that
think
you
it
probably
came
never
out
heard
like
of?
a year or 2 ago. I just found it
I'm
one
getting
day.
I'm
quizzical
sure they don't
looks from
even
the
care.
audience. I don't think anyone's
anybody in the
gonna
audience
No, I don't think
cares.
anyone cares.
Um,
Spoil it.
No, it's essentially about like a time cop, quote unquote time cop, whose final mission, and this is the whole plot, is that he goes back and he meets a person that he's supposed to enlist as his replacement, and it just gets like there's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different twists throughout the whole movie, but it basically ends up that the person that is replacing him is him, and he and her daughter, and his replacement's daughter is also him, and yeah, it's like he's his own mother and father.
this is a
and-
mess.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a whole
the
mess.
three
but
of us are looking at him like, what are you talking
but
about?
it plays out really well. Basically, he grew he started out life as a little girl, orphaned just dropped on a doorstep at some orphanage, grows up, goes through some process to become an astronaut, drops out, finds out that after she meets some beau, falls in love with him, gets pregnant. When they have the baby, she finds out that she also has male reproductive organs, and her uterus is like messed up from having the child. So they, without her permission, start a sex change and turn her into a man. At which point, she becomes the person who he later on goes back in time to recruit.
Interesting.
See, that makes more
And
sense.
also, after the recruitment and after the sex change, he is sent back in time to impregnate himself to become his own father.
What?
Yeah. It's a very convoluted plot, but trust me, watch it. It's actually incredibly good.
Yeah, no, it sounds really interesting. It's,
But
you know.
you see what I mean? How you can't really say anything about the plot without spoiling it.
It's like Futurama when Fry goes back in time to become his own grandpa.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that? What was that? That thing that what was it called? There's a YouTube channel I think that did like comedy skits. Is what Childish Gambino started out on.
Childish Gambino. I don't remember.
Who am I talking about? What's his actual name? He's on Community. Anybody know who I'm talking about?
Oh, I forget his name. I know who you're talking about.
Can you say that louder?
Yeah.
Donald
knows what's
Glover.
up.
Yes.
It was the YouTube channel that Donald Glover got his start out on, and these other guys, like it was this bit where it was making fun of 24, and he's like, "We gotta save my daughter," and it's like, okay, but wait, didn't we just save your daughter? He's like, "It's my other daughter," and he just keeps going. Basically, after the fourth daughter is introduced of somebody who they have to save and or kill, the guy is like, wait a minute, which daughter are we talking about this? And he's like, it's a sleeper cell daughter. And it just keeps escalating to the point he's like, you're my daughter. He's like, I'm a guy. He's like, I'm older than you. It's like, it was a time experiment. That's what that reminded me of, because it's just as convoluted, because it's just poking fun at 24. It's like, oh yeah, daughters and stuff.
Was
Oh my
24
gosh.
good?
Is
I've
24
seen
good?
bits and pieces of it.
I don't know. I hear it's one of those things that kind of pandered out as it or petered out, because pandering would be a different terminology, as it went on.
I mean, yeah, I guess there's only so many terrorist plots that you could foil within a given time span.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a show that I would get bored with pretty easily.
It's like,
It's
hey,
not my
you ready
thing.
for that same octane drama constantly every season?
I mean,
Like,
maybe
Isn't there
for
a lot
like
of
2
driving
seasons.
in that show? Just,
There's a lot of cell phone talking, as I believe.
I've only seen bits and
That's what
pieces.
I've seen in all the
Bits and
commercials
pieces.
anyway.
Yeah. It's like dramatic walking and cell phone talking with comic book panels splitting the characters up.
Jeez.
Um,
What else we got?
So we talked about movies.
we actually kind of like nicely like segued into shows by accident.
Yeah.
Into what?
We segued into shows, which
Shows?
we've actually watched a lot of anime lately. Like me and Biafra have.
Yeah.
I don't know about
This is
Rodrigo.
your field. Yeah, I haven't watched any.
Tom and I just finished Parasite. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, we haven't really talked about. Well, we talked about Parasite in the last one, but Marissa wasn't there for that. Did you have anything to add to
What did you
our-
want to add to that, Marissa?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. It was amazing. Like, I probably don't have very much more to add than what you guys already added, but I was really impressed. You know, anime is one of those things where, for me, you know, I'm not necessarily like a hardcore anime fan, but I feel like I'm one of those people where if I come across one that's really good, I can recognize it as being very, very good in terms of like the storytelling or the animation or whatever. And I thoroughly enjoyed the whole thing. I thought the premise was really cool. I thought, you know, the characters, even the parasite itself as a character was really fun. Yeah,
yeah.
Because you know, at the beginning you're like, oh no, he's infected with a parasite. I'm not supposed to like him because it's a parasite. But like you end up loving him, right? And at the end, you know, I don't want to give anything away, but towards the end, you know, they kind of become attached, so to speak, and you know. I don't know. Like
figuratively
I felt,
speaking, because they're attached immediately. Literally speaking.
Yes, but figuratively speaking, they become very attached to one another, and I feel that. You know, I feel that from the character. And you know, I thought the love interests were really interesting. They weren't like totally full blown in your face all the time, which I really liked. You know, there was an ongoing storyline, but it wasn't the main idea. Of
Our
the story.
main like the main female love interest. Her character and him and our protagonist, them getting together wasn't like a huge plot point, but it was like a part of their character that they already have known each other for such a long time that it's just like, hey, like, listen, like the drama isn't with them getting together. They're going to get together, or this issue of him having a parasite in his arm is going to be a catalyst that drives them apart or something.
Because
like that.
they already had something already there.
Yes, their relationship already kind of pre-exists, so you don't have to worry about it developing. And
for me, the great thing about that love interest is that it helped propel the story of what it means to be attached to a parasite and what it means to have that responsibility of, you know, using a gift for bettering things, even though sometimes that kind of interferes with relationships that you have.
There's also his like, what do I do because I'm putting her at risk type thinking.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like that whole thing really helped drive the story rather than hinder it.
Yeah, like one of the things, I guess since he's a high school student, I shouldn't like look into this. It's like, just to me, I'm like, oh my God, it's really obvious what your problem is. It's like you have like PTSD. Like you have like you just had like major like emotional turmoil. Like that is what your problem is, and he's like thinking his problem is something else. He's like, I'm becoming not human anymore, and it's like, no, you just seriously had like the worst thing ever happen to you. Like it's like, but I guess he's like 17 or 18. Like why would he understand his own psychology that in depth?
Yeah, I really enjoyed how they explain what does it mean to be human.
Yeah,
Like when
his the whole like. I don't want to give too much away.
That's why I was
choice.
trying to
His
figure out how to
choice
do
at the
that,
end.
too.
His choice at the end. What he has to make on his like. But who am I as a person? Like to make this decision for something else. And
what right do I have to do such and such things? Like it was really well written for a series.
He kind of also thought about to himself, just like I have to. I am put in this position. Like I can't just actually not make a decision or not do anything, and I am in this position, and I got to do it. What's the new anime that we've been watching? What's the name of that? The Iron Castle.
Oh, Cabinary of the Iron Fortress.
Cabinary of the Iron Fortress.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It's okay, Rodrigo. It's about trains.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's some,
I knew
there's some
that-
choo-choos in there.
I knew that might get your attention.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
basically if The Walking Dead and Attack on Titan were on trains.
I'm in.
It's like every city
Yep.
every city in like a feudal steampunk Japan. It's more steampunk than Attack on Titan was.
Yeah.
Because everything's like a steam engine, they have steam guns, like steam. And it's basically like feudal Japan is like under attack by zombies, and it's a virus. And like their heart, you can only kill. Well, you can kill them other ways than just heart shots, right?
you like cut their heads off, but you still need to take the heart out. I don't know why you need to take the heart out.
I
if you
never
cut their
saw
heads off.
anything in the recent episode, the 8 episodes I watched of it.
The newest episode, someone cut off one of the zombies' heads, but they still took out the heart afterwards.
Oh.
So I think there's something they know about that.
Yeah, it's like whenever somebody becomes one of these zombies, which have a name that I can't remember what the name is, they have they grow an iron case around their heart, and the heart is the only way to kill them. So our protagonist is like trying to develop like a steam piston to just pierce their hearts to kill them because their guns kind of don't have enough power.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems like
something
they do,
like that.
but
And like
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, guns back then weren't really that powerful, so.
What'd you say?
I said guns back then weren't really that powerful anyway.
Well,
so.
yeah. Well, there's a
Yeah.
steam. It's like an alternate universe, right?
Yeah.
So there's like a steam-powered gun. So
Yeah, like
he actually
they just developed them like that kind of. time.
spoiler warning. He actually develops ammunition for those guns to pierce the heart.
Huh.
Is our protagonist? Our protagonist is like an engineer character, who's
Wow, I just lost my train of thought.
There was there's this one of the female protagonists. Her deal is she's like infected with it, but she's not infected to where she's a zombie. It's like it stopped at her neck. The infection did. Like they cut off her circulation to her neck, so now she just has like super strength. It's like they tied her neck up with something so it wouldn't move through her veins. And whenever she unties the little bow, she gets more powerful because her circulation goes full, and she gets all smacking the mic. And
So she's always in like a semi-blood choke?
yeah.
That's kind of suck.
So
Kinda.
when she takes it off, it like makes her get weak faster because she gets so strong, and then she kind of burns herself out.
Yeah.
But she's really badass, and there's no kids here. Anyway, she's really badass, and like she's like she just murks everybody.
There's like 2.
Uh-huh.
So
Another thing was like if you get bit by one of the zombies.
Don't look at me.
Get out of here. If you get bit by one of the zombies, you instantly become infected. It's not like how in normal zombie shows, like if you get bit, it takes hours for the infection to spread.
Uh-huh.
You're instantly like super screwed.
All right.
So they have these like heart pack bombs that you put on your heart, and you just like pull the trigger, and you're just dead.
Huh.
So they just want you to just commit suicide once you're bit.
Based on what we've seen, though, it would seem that cutting off a limb would save your life, would save you from getting infected, but no one's done that yet.
They're just too paranoid.
I mean, you also got to have access to the tools to do so. Like, I mean, I don't walk around with a bone saw everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of the people we've seen killing themselves are people who have like swords, like who are fighting them.
Yeah.
And they die like heroic warriors. It's like I'm sacrificing myself so I don't become a zombie. And
Yeah, they'd rather do that, I guess, with the mindset. Because it's like feudal Japan, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The greater good and all that.
That's good.
So this isn't exactly a great segue, but I just finished Deep Space Nine last night.
Oh, you finished it? You finished it last night?
Yeah, I finally finished it.
Finished
Star Trek, Deep Space Nine.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, so after rewatching Next Generation again, I was feeling very depressed and like,
oh my God.
Picard, Data, what am I going to do without you, right? And so I was like, well, time to watch some Deep Space Nine, and I did for the first time, and it was great. And I was very sad last night when I finished the last episode.
How many episodes were there?
Oh God.
There's like
7 seasons.
Is it 7 seasons?
Yeah,
or is it 8?
no, there's 7. There's
And
7 seasons.
Like the last 9 episodes are parts 1 through 9.
Yeah.
When did you start this?
Couple of months ago.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've been a little inconsistent about watching it.
It was like nice, super mega binge watch you did there.
Yeah, no, I didn't do this all in one day. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think there's. I think there's more hours in those seasons than there is in one day.
Yeah, I mean, every episode is like 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
So
that last episode is an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and by the way,
So I haven't seen that series in like years.
I enjoyed the way that they ended it, but I was a little disappointed as to how long they dragged it out. Can I just say that?
Yeah. I mean, that show is like over a decade old now. I think you can throw some spoilers out there. Okay, and like one of those, I don't know if it was the last episode or the second to last episode, when Wayun is talking to the founder, his eyes are going crazy. Like, because he's a Vorta, right? And Vorta have like purple contact lenses as their makeup. So, but every time he's been on camera, he looks like regular. Like he looks like he's supposed to have purple eyes. And
he always has a very calm demeanor about him, right?
Yeah, and he has this like the founder is talking to him, and he's looking at her, and his eyes are like wall-eyed. Like it looks like he is like overcome. Like, I don't know if they did it on purpose or if it's his contact lenses, but it looks like he is like overcome with like religion-y, godly passion, because he is like, because they worship the Vorta and the other Dominion worship the
shapeshifters.
The shapeshifters, changelings as gods.
Huh.
Yeah. They might have done that on purpose, because I mean, by that point at the very end, like there's a lot going on. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of, what's going to happen,
Yeah.
And so they might have done that intentionally. I really enjoyed that. I liked how, spoiler alert, when they killed him.
Well,
and she was like,
spoilers.
well, Wayun dies like 5 times in that series.
Yeah, you don't understand. He's got clones, okay?
It's when they killed the last clone.
More super spoilers.
Whatever. Again, the show is like a decade
show is like
old.
at least 15 years old. If you haven't seen it yet, what have you been doing with your life?
Yeah.
Not watching good
Living.
Star Trek.
Well, I mean, I just finished it for the first time, so who am I to say anything? But I just really enjoyed that part when the changeling was like, I wish you wouldn't have done that. That was his last clone.
And Garrick just
Garrick's
looks at her.
yeah, Garrick looks at her and he's like, I was really hoping you'd say that.
Oh my God.
Pretty great.
That's good stuff.
Yep.
The Breen are a real interesting species too.
Yeah. What's up with them?
I had to look them up on Wikipedia to learn more about them. Apparently,
I don't really know very much about them other than how scary they are.
They're the Breen Confederation, and apparently there's 5 different races in the Breen Confederation.
Really?
And their helmets, like some of them apparently have beaks, and that's why their helmets look like that.
Oh.
But some of them don't, but they all wear the same outfit. And it just happens to match them. And that's why like Kira could wear ones, because they're like fitted for like all 5 species.
What's underneath
That's
those
actually really
helmets?
cool.
I don't know. Nobody knows.
It's a mystery.
They're super scary.
Now that we're talking about it, it kind of reminds me of Enterprise and how they had those aliens. What were they called? The Zunindi?
Oh, the Zindi?
Zindi.
They had the 5 different species that somehow all developed sentience on the same planet.
I wonder if they are the Breen. That could be a thing.
No.
Because one of those species is extinct, though, right?
The avians are
The avians.
extinct.
Or wait, was there more than those species?
It was 5. So there's aquatics, avians, the primates, the reptilians, and the insectoids. And like the aquatics are basically whales.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard for them to walk around.
Yeah, they couldn't have a
and-
unified thing. And also, I
have
think
to
I
have water
remember
on their
reading in
ships.
the lore that like the Breen homeworld is like really cold.
I don't know anything about
Yeah,
them.
so it wouldn't really match up. And the Zindi didn't have a homeworld, right? Like it got destroyed.
I don't remember. I know they all originated on the same homeworld.
Interesting.
That's just what bugged me about it, is that they all originated from this same place and all developed sentience and all somehow got to the point where they could become a spacefaring race without being like crazy xenophobic and killing each other,
Yeah.
which seems really difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what, we didn't even develop gunpowder before we had already killed Neanderthals. off.
Yeah. Yay for humanity.
Yay. Happy
I mean, I don't know. I heard
things.
that. It depends on who you ask, because some just blame interbreeding.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, that's a part of it too.
Yeah, but even so, like the insectoids in Enterprise were a very aggressive race. So the fact that they would even cooperate with any of the other races on the planet long enough.
I see what you're saying, and I'm
Yeah.
yawning in front of a crowd. That's nice. Anyway,
Way to go.
the other show. Oh, what were you saying, Rodrigo?
I said nothing.
Okay.
I say
The other
nothing.
show that I watched recently, I believe Biafra's seen it too, is Dimension W.
You watched it?
I watched it all. Yeah.
Nice. What do you think about it?
Okay, here's what I immediately noticed is when they explain it. Rodrigo's gonna know what I'm talking about here. Is that they
What's
were
up?
like, they're like, the explaining dimensions and like X and Y, but we've discovered another dimension, the Dimension W, and I was like, what? And then it's like the dimension where we can draw power from, and I was like, sitting there alone. I'm like, you mean 0-point energy? And they keep talking about it. I'm like, you mean 0-point energy? You mean that thing that already exists? It's a concept? And like, basically, they're ripping off Stargate, and that there are these coils that draw energy from subspace, aka Dimension W, and the protagonist is like hunts down illegal coils because the illegal coils. It's also a really interesting like Big Brother type scenarios because each coil and anything that like every power source, everything's ran off a coil. Like your cell phone, the lights in this building would be run off a coil, everything. So illegal coils aren't on the network. So if someone's doing something illegal with a legal coil, it's registered and the coil will turn off. And then like the police will be notified. But if you're using illegal coils, you can do all kinds of bad shit with them and be like, doing whatever you want with it. Like the one guy had an illegal coil and a squirt gun, and it could pierce like a wall.
Oh yeah, I
Whoa.
forgot about that.
Yeah, he shot water through a wall. 'cause
That's
it was
pretty
so
cool.
overpowered. And yeah, and there's like I don't know, it gets deeper in the story, and like our protagonist who in the intro to the show has this dance number that is hilarious
I was
because it doesn't
like-
match his character
I
at
was
all.
like, this intro is so edgy. And then like he's like super serious throughout the entire series.
Yeah,
But
but-
that intro just makes him so like, this is not you.
Well, he's dancing. He still has a super serious look on his face when he's dancing, but
Oh,
he still
yeah, he
like has
does.
like these crazy moves and stuff. And yeah, like basically, you don't know there's a mystery in the show, and there kind of turns out to be a mystery. There is one weird episode, the one where there's like ghosts, quotation marks.
I was talking to the person that introduced me to that show, and I was talking about it was like last week, and I was like, yeah, that's the only episodes that I like lost what I was even watching. I was like, what am I even doing?
Yeah, I literally was like, what's going on? What is happening?
Like it
Why
was,
is this
it was just so
happening?
random, and it felt like a filler that they just just tossed in
Well,
there.
when it comes into play later.
Yeah.
It comes into
It
play.
comes into
but
play.
When
That's
they're
where I-
talking about it, I'm still like,
Yeah.
what are you guys talking about?
Like that's when
Talk
I
about that time again.
I came back into consciousness of watching it because it was just playing and I was just like
You just
zoning
blacked
out.
out.
Yeah, I basically blacked out while watching it, and it's when our robot protagonist is
Yeah,
like
there's a robot protagonist, by the way.
is getting like attacked and threatened. She's like, "Oh, you're gonna feel the pain I'm feeling from the ghost lady."
From
And
her barbed wire arm.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, what? She's what? It's a robot. They don't feel pain. What's going on? What am I doing? And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to pay attention now because I lost it. But after that gets done, then it's smooth sailing again.
Yeah, it's regular storytelling
Yeah.
from there and out. But yeah, I don't know. It's really short. It's like only like 23 episodes long.
23, 24.
Like I hope
The
I hope
usual.
there's more to it because I feel like there's more to be had there.
The way they ended it, they could have put
Yeah.
more.
I don't know. There's even like some of the background characters like get a lot more like attention. And, like they do stuff. They're not just like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah. I really liked, Loser.
Loser, yeah.
Yeah, his thing was cool. His story.
Here's what I don't understand: is his son a robot, or is that really his son?
I think his son's a robot.
My God.
I can't tell.
Because I think he is because the bird thing. Maybe I don't.
The bird thing.
You only see his son once.
No, you don't. His son's constantly with him. He dresses up like a girl and stuff. His son is with him in the. We're talking about Loser, right?
Yeah.
Loser has his son in the beginning when he's like remote controlling
So his
birds.
son dressed up as a girl for the rest of the series.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Did you think that was just a different character?
Yeah, I just thought his son just like disappeared and then just had like a daughter with him. I was like, who is this random girl? I just ignored it though because I was like, yeah, I'd ignored it.
There's a part where he talks about his wig.
Okay, I probably missed it.
Yeah, but I don't know if he like was a robot though, because he kind of doesn't seem like he's a human. But I don't know. There's no way to really tell one way or another.
Yeah, it's good. I liked it.
I feel like there was another anime I wanted to touch on, but I can't really remember what there is.
One Punch Man.
We've talked about that.
Everyone
before.
knows about that.
I know.
Are you
I just wanted to say it.
Rodrigo is about to say Legend of Ogre thing. I know he is.
Legend of Overfiend? No.
What is-
Let's not talk about that one.
You don't want. We already know that you already know what Legend of Ogre thing is. We're not going to talk about it.
We're not going
inappropriate.
we don't
We're not
talk
gonna talk
about
about
that.
it here.
Let's not talk about
We're not
Legend
talking
of
about
Overfiend.
Legend of Ogre.
Don't worry about it,
It's
buddy.
a hentai.
Oh my god.
Oh
Don't worry about
no.
It's a good one. Marissa. Oh no.
There are children.
Look, I don't judge
My
your
God.
lifestyle, so
Get your Boku no Pico out of here.
what?
Get what out of here? Boku no Pico?
It's also one.
It's
It's an inside joke with some
I
other
only
friends.
know what these are because of you two. I hope you know that.
I haven't even seen it.
I haven't seen it. I just know the
I
name.
just I know it because it's like it's the original. It was the first the one that started it all was
Is that
Legend
the
of
one
Overfiend.
where they
Ju-
like
ju-
they
just-
put the
let's
English?
just-
There's no reason to go into
Yeah, no,
lot
let's ju-
into this.
How about
Hilarious.
this?
We'll do a podcast
Because
on that. It's hilarious.
I was thinking earlier. This is completely off topic. Earlier, Biafra and I were mentioned our good friend Bronco Sideways off the Henny. Are there
yeah.
any good stories that you've heard recently about him?
no, I haven't.
There's
even-
new
I mean,
stories about Bronco Sideways.
haven't-
That's what I'm asking.
I haven't even
'Cause, like,
seen the kid.
Yeah, every time I drive by, I drive by the Griffey Lake Dam. I see that "I love you, mom" in graffiti.
Oh,
over
the
there.
peace off thing.
Yeah.
Wait, what does it say?
It says "I love you, mom." He like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was there
And
with
the-
him.
and the
I was with him when he did that.
Really? And the
he-
spike tag under the bridge, the spike spiegel.
Yeah.
Every
Oh
time
my
I see
God.
those, I think of old Bronco. Wonder where he is.
The only thing that I
causing
knew-
ruckus.
The only thing I knew about Bronco Sideways off the Henny doing recently was he
Got a motorcycle
he
apparently.
was riding he was sitting on his motorcycle in his own apartment.
Oh,
Well, we
yeah.
talked about that on the last podcast, I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
Or no, we talked about it on FTL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys are going to catch
That's
that
still
series.
funny, though.
So, have you guys played any video games recently? No, that didn't work. That didn't work for you, Biafra.
I was
No.
going to bring up some E3 stuff. 'Cause we saw
Yeah.
some trailers.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out.
Oh, that Pokemon looks so good.
Zelda?
Legend of Zelda?
That's
yeah.
his territory.
Yeah.
I was telling Biafra this on the way up here
Yours.
about it. Like, there's somebody took a screenshot of the opening thing of Legend of Zelda, the new Legend of Zelda, and they
What? Mega.
they edited all of these like different fonts of words from other show titles because it reminds them of all that. I remember I saw Legend of Korra in there, and it's like the Legend of blah blah blah, and like I'm like, does anybody else really think that it's like seems too reminiscent of a bunch of other IPs? Because that's the joke. That's the joke. I don't know if it's true or not. Does it seem like it's like cashing in on recognition from other IPs, not the Zelda franchise?
I don't know.
I guess
don't
I
know.
not.
didn't watch enough of it to tell you.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the trailer for it.
I just saw like little bits and pieces.
Yeah, I've just seen clips of it. I haven't watched the full trailer.
I saw
I mostly just
gameplay.
saw the video that Donkey made about it. Which was, I highly recommend.
It looks really
you
pretty
watch
though.
that. There's that scuba diving game. The scuba diving game that Sony made. It's like Journey but underwater. I don't know anything about it.
What?
It just
It
it
looks
looks
to
pretty.
me. I actually missed Sony's presentation, but I know they won. Won the war, the battle.
They what
of E3.
There's a contest.
Yeah.
Oh.
E3 is always a contest.
Oh.
It's
they win?
it's a figurative contest.
Yeah,
they
it's not a real contest.
Who
but
who like built
the
up
coolest?
who made the best show?
Yeah, who had the best stir? Who got like a bunch of
Yeah.
like the most publicity?
It's
Who's gonna
dumb.
like be
Toyota,
affected by
dude.
their marketing strategies at E3 the best?
Okay.
Yeah.
And so far, I don't know. Apparently a lot of companies are pulling out of E3. It was Sony, right, that pulled out. Was it Sony that pulled out, or was it
no, Sony didn't pull out.
who
They-
pulled out? Who's like across the street?
Yeah, because I heard about
What
I
were
have
you
no
watching?
clue.
You were watching it the other day.
I was
Yeah,
watching on Twitch.
What
But I
what
was
were the games? Because you were watching particular games on their stream.
Marissa?
I mean,
Marissa was.
I was watching. I don't think I was watching E3 that day. I was. Watching
It wasn't
something
E3.
else.
It was the one that one of the companies that left.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Why can't I remember? I watched so many trailers that day.
Oh my goodness.
Ubisoft? it a big
Battlefield
company?
was a part of it.
Bethesda? No.
No,
No.
Bethesda was on
Dice.
the day one.
Yeah.
Dice.
Yes.
No, because Dice had the Battlefield 1 thing going there.
Yeah, that was what she was talking about.
Yeah.
They pulled out?
Of E3, they
Wow.
did something else.
Yeah,
No,
had-
they were there at E3 doing
They're-
the live stream.
yeah, they were up
of
there.
Battlefield 1. Yeah.
Who were we looking
Neebs
at?
Gaming was doing the live
Gosh,
stream
I
there.
don't know. I don't even know.
Somebody, okay,
What am I-
basically one of the
Should I
big
look it
companies
up?
pulled out and had their own like pseudo E3 across the street.
That's really weird.
Yeah, well, the Ouya did that too.
about to mention that.
Yeah, but like, the Ouya is dead. I've never even seen an Ouya
I saw it for like 2 seconds.
for 2 seconds. I've never even seen a picture of an Ouya.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing, and then it just died. Just burned.
It's like having a Zune or something.
Oh.
The joke is Biafra has had a Zune for his entire life.
You know what game I can't wait for?
What?
The new South Park game, The Fractured Butthole.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
God.
Hey, it looks hilarious.
Looks-
I'm like all about it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And the name itself, I mean.
The
I
last
just
one was
can't.
good. So there you go.
I can't. I can't.
It looks so
did you
funny.
play the last
It
one?
looks like a really hilarious
what-
episode.
I
What's your
looked at
problem
it
with
and I was
it?
just like, no.
What?
I just can't.
He's Biafra's just a party pooper.
Biafra's fussy anyway.
He doesn't like fun things
No.
or laughing.
He had fun once.
I hate laughing. It makes my face
He
hurt.
hated it.
He hates fun and all things good in life.
Fun is bad. But
What about that new Kojima game?
Oh yeah, Death Stranded.
What?
I don't really know
Nobody
what to
knows.
think
Nobody
because I
knows
don't know
anything
what it
about
is.
Nobody knows anything about it. The only thing you know about it is naked invisible babies, naked Norman Reedus,
Kojima.
babies.
dead narwhals, and things floating in the sky. That's
Wait,
it.
were there dead narwhals?
Yeah, when it
There
pan-
were?
okay,
I just saw like
See, yours
crabs
is all the
and
same thing
fish.
I saw.
It's when it does the pan back in the trailer, and you see the 5 floating things in the sky.
Yeah.
There's dead narwhals like all over the beach.
Oh, I
Like,
didn't
well,
even notice
There's a bunch of
that.
dead just sea life, and the most noticeable one is there's narwhals.
Interesting.
Huh.
Well, just need to watch the trailer again for the 5th.
Well, I guess we'll figure
Time.
out what this game is like in the next 2 years.
Yeah, I would really love to know.
We'll never know.
Opinions on No Man's Sky that got pushed back and now they're getting death threats over it?
It
Yeah.
got pushed back how
Whoa,
far?
death threats on No Man's Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, please elaborate.
That's all
that's
you
it?
need to know.
Oh, okay.
They pushed it back to like August or something, and people were like, "Nope, we're gonna kill you."
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna kill you.
You gonna die.
You gonna die now.
Oh yeah, you're gonna die.
Yeah. People are actually sending death threats to those people
Yes.
sorry.
because they had
It's-
to push their development
It's
back.
not like
That's
they're gonna
crazy.
complete the game anyway.
I
It's
know.
gonna take by the time when people get No Man's Sky, it's gonna take by the time they are adults and their kids are adults and then they have grandkids and those kids become adults just to fully complete this entire game because there's over 1 trillion planets
Yeah.
in this game.
Yeah. Now,
Like they're actually
But they want it now, Biafra.
the creators of the games actually feel bad that their game is never going to be fully completed.
We couldn't possibly wait a month and a half.
now let me
You
ask
must
you this
die
though.
now.
So,
These people have been watching too much Kin Nun. It's my money and I want it now.
What do you?
You
By
only-
the way, we saw Ken Nunn driving around Bloomington the other
You're
day.
only going
Oh
to
my
understand
God.
that if you live in southern Indiana. You're going to know who Kin Nun is. It's my game and I want it now.
Or you
wait,
die.
wait.
Or
say
you
her
die. You will receive death threats.
Oh, I love Ken Nunn. I love watching him drive around in his
Wait,
summer
you
Rolls
love
Royce.
Ken Nunn?
Yeah, he drives around in that convertible Rolls Royce and does a little princess wave. Whenever you yell his name.
I'm pretty sure I've seen
Oh,
it.
you got to yell
I-
his name if he's in the convertible Rolls, because
Oh,
he's
he
got
does
2
the
Rolls
prin-
Royces.
Wait, he
He's
does
got
the
a-
princess wave if you
Yeah.
yell his name? That's incredible.
Well, he has, because he's got the 2 cars. He's got a Rolls Royce Phantom for the winter, and then a soft top Phantom for the summer.
Yeah, we saw him driving that
And
one
he-
the
I've
other
seen him
day.
then.
And if you yell Ken Nunn at him, he'll like do a little princess wave.
One time, the
God.
first time we ever saw Kin Nun, we had PJ in the car, and we were both doing the same thing. There was this car in front of us, and we were staring at its license plate, and it just said "none." And we were both like thinking to ourselves, like one of those like, oh, like one of those nuns. And then like
that's what
PJ,
nuns make.
PJ on his own figures out what it is. He's like, "Kin Nun," and he's like hanging out the window, screaming at him. His other motto: "It's just that easy. It's just that easy." Like completely like looking like an insane person. And Kin Nun looks at him and is just like, "Oh hi," like as if yelling at somebody. It's just that easy. Is something normal that you do.
He loves it.
Oh, man, that's
Well,
hilarious.
yeah, what I was going to ask about No Man's Sky is your opinions of it in general.
It doesn't look like a game I'm gonna play.
I'm
Really?
actually
Wow.
excited for it.
I'm pretty
because-
excited for it. It looks cool.
Justify
Honestly,
it.
anyone that's doing a let's play or anything, any planet and creature you find, you get to name it first.
Pork butt.
So yes, it's going to be the race to name all the things basically, and you get first dibs.
All right. See, here's what I'm more in Tom's boat. Like, I'm not too excited for. I love the idea of it, but the fact is, like, everything's procedurally generated, and
Yeah.
every other game that involves procedural generation that I've ever seen kind of becomes a lot of the same. So
I think what they said they figured out how to make it constantly be different though.
but is it different enough? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, won't know until we find out because there's
Yeah,
over
'cause-
1 trillion planets.
Because it's all right.
And,
It's you land on a planet, you explore, you collect the resources, you name the doodads, you go back up, you do some trading,
Yeah.
and then you repeat the process.
like,
but, can
it-
they keep it fresh enough
Yeah, like
so that you don't?
leaving-
we are actually gonna have to cut off right there. It's
Oh,
yeah,
Oh,
we
I
have
thought we
we
were
have
on
20
10.
seconds left.
20
of
seconds.
time.
20 seconds.
We have 20 seconds.
Tom's not excited. Biafra's excited. I'm kind of meh.
Yeah. So yeah. No Man's Sky. Play it or don't. We don't care. We are Linear Radio. We are at booth 243, which has no number on it, so it will be hard to find. Basically, we're by Elsbeth. That's all I can really tell you. We're
Look for the green banner.
We're across from the
Green
autograph booth, so if you want to come over and
We're playing Donkey Kong Country
Yeah.
3, and we're trying to beat it by the end of the weekend. So please come by, stop by, help us.
yeah, if
Please.
you want to be
It's
on,
very hard
if you want
by
to be on Let's
ourselves.
Play, come over to our booth. We'll gladly have you on.
We're having problems.
no face
Please come
cam,
help
don't worry
us.
about it. We're having problems. Where are we having problems with that?
Because Marissa's bad.
Because Biafra's bad.
I'm
All
not
right.
bad.
Well, it has
I'm a
been
pro.
fun. We will see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.